Start by asking the presiding officer to please wear a mask as he speaks, and people below him are, I can't tell you what to do, but I know that the behavior...
I don't wear a mask when I'm speaking, like most senators.
Well, most senators...
So I'll put that on, but I don't need your instruction from...
I know you don't need my instruction, but there clearly isn't much interest in this body in public health. We have a president who hasn't shown up at the coronavirus task force meeting in months. We have a majority leader that calls us back here to vote on an unqualified nominee and at the same time to vote for judge after judge after judge, exposing all the people who can't say anything, I understand, the people in front of you and the presiding officer, and expose all the staff here, and the majority leader just doesn't seem to care.
Senator Sherrod Brown, in an exchange there, Republican Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska yesterday. Maybe you've heard there's a lot of COVID going around the halls of the United States Congress this day. Probably best to take precautions, as the senator of Ohio asked for. But there's resistance, as you saw from the senator from Alaska. And Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio joins me now. Senator, I think today I've read of 4 or 5 members of Congress who have tested positive, with the second oldest member of the Senate, Chuck Grassley, who you've served with for years, has tested positive, and we're wishing him well and hoping he gets treatment. But I can't help but think that there is, for all of the things that have happened, I don't know if it's the psychology of you people in elected office. You all think you're, immortal and you can't be hurt, or what it is, but it doesn't feel like it's sunk in there.
Oh, it hasn't. And I mean, first of all, they don't care about the essential workers that work in the Senate or the House or in the local grocery store or bus driver or the person that changes the linen in hospitals. The essential workers are not generally paid as much. They're more likely women. I mean, the Senate staff is they don't seem to care. I mean, Ted Cruz weighed in and said there's nobody within 50 feet of a senator speaking. Well, actually, there is a stenographer that stands about 6 feet away, and senators like Cruz don't wear their masks when they speak, and there is risk involved. And why do that? And but my Republican colleagues have made a political statement out of wearing masks, something history will certainly not understand of this era.